Hi friends, today we are going to see demo on one of the upcoming feature of Snowflake, that is schema detection. This is one of the compelling or most awaited feature from data pipeline point of view. If you have not seen my blog on this, then I would suggest you to please have a look. I had captured more details in my blog. So what is schema detection? Till this feature was available or arrived, the only way to load the data from semi-structured file was to either use the external table or variant data type, right? But both are two-step approach, and eventually you have to know the schema of the file. Just imagine, like if Snowflake understand the file schema on their own. Yes, you are right. This new feature is all about this. But just for your information that this schema detection is currently on public preview. Soon it will be GA, but there might be minor changes but overall feature will remain same. Let's start with some demo. So we means like I am connected with my user and I'm currently using sysadmin for all the demo. So today I'm going to create a schema detection demo database under which I'm going to create a file format, a stage, and then I'm going to upload a couple of file using command line, and then I'm going to read those file and trying to detect the schema of that file, and then we will compare the schema of that file. Basically this feature supports as of now out of the box only support Parquet, Avro and ORC file. Maybe in future they will come up with all the other remaining file format, but as of now they only support three, and in this demo I'm going to showcase you based on the Parquet file format. So I will show you how to create the table as well from the file format and how to copy the data from that file with single file and with multiple file. And I'm also going to showcase you, if you want to create the table statement on your own, you can read the file format and you can get the output based on the object you want to create. So as of now, this feature supports how you can use the list of the column based on the object you want to create. Like if you want to create a table, it will give the output based on the table creation, and if you want to create a view or if you want to create external table, based on that the column list will get formatted. So to support this, Snowflake come up with three different inbuilt features, three inbuilt function. First is infer schema, which is basically to read the flat file from the stage and give you the output of the column sequence in the data type of that particular file format from the Parquet or Avro or OCR file, ORC file. Sorry. The second inbuilt function which Snowflake has going to release is like generate column description. In this feature, this function is going to return you the list of the column in the format of the object you want. So basically, it can return on the table, on the external table, or on the view. And finally, like you can create a table using a template keyword, which is a new enhancement or the extension of the create table statement, and that will help you to create the table based out of the input of infer schema function. So basically whatever is the input of the infer schema function, that will be used, and the final list of the column is being generated using the object construction array aggregation inbuilt feature. So basically this is the syntax which you can use to create a table by reading the flat file format. But one thing to remember, that by using this you will only create the table from the flat file, but data is not getting loaded. To load the data you have to use the copy statement, and one of the important thing which you need to remember, that you always has to use match by column name equal to like whatever case sensitive. If you know that your data is case sensitive, you can provide case sensitive, but in my view, always provide case insensitive so that you can match the column name in both the cases or in multiple cases. Like whatever case is there, it will get matched based on the column name. Why, why this is required? Because when you read the data from infer schema function, it doesn't guarantee you that the return column list is on the same sequence or in the same order in which your flat file has the data. So basically, the reason of doing this is because you might upload a single flat file, a read flat file, or your stage might have multiple flat file, and it also happens that because it's a semi-structured data, one flat file might have 5 column, one flat file might have 10 column, or might be the order of the column of the same file might be different, right? So it was difficult to identify the order of the flat file in case of multiple scenarios. So it might be feel feasible in case of single file, but in case of multiple file where Snowflake supports for multiple file as well, this was a bit difficult thing. So I think that is the reason they have not come up with this feature, but we'll see how they are going to expand this feature in future. But as of now, to reload the data, because if your table structure got created in a different format and if you are loading the data in a different format based on the file sequence, it will get failed. To overcome those issues, you have to use match by column name so that you are overcoming those column sequence issues. So in whatever column sequence your file or flat file or table is, it will just match the column name, and if column name is matching, then it will load the data. So let's start with the demo. Let's create the database on sysadmin schema. So you can see that I have just created the schema detection database. On the public schema there is no object. I am creating one file format which is of type Parquet, because I am going to upload the Parquet file. I am going to create an internal stage, and for this feature on the schema detection, they are going to support the name stage, internal or external, and they are going to support the user stage. Table stage is not being supported at the moment. So I'm going to create an internal stage, and let me now connect to the my local Snowflake using the command line so that I can upload the file in the internal stage. So it is taking some time. All right. Let me see if I'm connected. Yes, now I'm connected. I have to use the default schema and the database. All are now connected. As of now, if I see my list is empty, let me use this command. But before using this command, I would like to copy one file and put it in my folder from where I am going to read the data. So basically this is the folder which I am going to use to read the data. So I have started with one single file. Let me execute this statement, and this will read all the file from the particular schema and upload into the internal stage, my upload stage. So you can see that it is Parquet file has been loaded, and these are the source size, target size, and it was status is uploaded, right? So let's go and query in the internal stage whether we are able to see the data. Yes, we can see the same internal that Parquet file user data1.parquet in my internal stage. So now I have the file available in my stage. Now let's see how I can see the schema. So before I go and show you what was the Parquet schema table structure, I already had a table structure mentioned over here. So if you see here, all the files, I have having around 5 files of 1000 rows each, and each file has a column detail in this sequence. So basically the first column is registration DTTM, ID, first name, then last name, then email, gender, and it's altogether 13 columns in the file. Now Let's reload this file into an Parquet Weaver online and see whether the description mentioned on the text file is actually accurate. So let's go in data, under data schema detection, file, open. Let me select this and submit the file and let's see. So you can see here also as well the structure of the file is matching: registration DTM, ID, first name, last name, email, gender, IP address, CC, country. So my structure is matching and it is also having the 13 numbers of column, right? So you can see the last column here is comment, here is also comment, and we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the structure mentioned on the flat file is matching with the online Parquet Weaver reader, right? So now we are sure that the structure mentioned everything is online. So let's close this. We don't need this anymore. We can match the column sequence from this flat file. So let me execute this and let's see whether Snowflake is able to read the structure or the list of the column uh, from this new feature info schema. So let's execute. So here there are two parameters. I have to provide the location. In my case, it's internal stage and the file format. So basically that is a Parquet file. So let me run this file. So here you can say I can see 13 rows. So basically we are able to read all the 13 column. But one thing, if you see here the first column coming as email and second column CC, and the first column was actually registration DTM, but in our case it is showing as fifth column. So that was the reason I wanted to include that uh, match with column name parameter inside the copy column. So as of now, this feature, info schema feature, is not supporting you the ordered column list based on your flat file name. But maybe in future, who knows, they start supporting this for single file as well as for multiple file. So let's see next feature. So the another feature which I wanted to showcase you, like this is the way you can see the list of the column and the type and the, yeah, one more important thing is by default when you read the flat file, Snowflake will always showcase or list all the column as nullable, and even if you create the table using this info schema feature, all the table column will get created as null. So if you want any constant like not null and all those things needs to be included in the table, you need to alter the table after creating this and add all those constraints. So the second feature or the second inbuilt feature they have created is generated column description. So basically this column will give you the list of the column based out of the formatting you want for the object you want to create. So basically this will not give you the create object statement, rather it will just give you the formatted code for all the list of the column. So you can either format the list of the column based out of table object or external table or view. So when you execute, you will find three different output. So let's create this, execute this, and then see what kind of output. So if you see here, you will see that the uh, output is in the table format, column name and data type, column name, data type, like this. Okay. And if you execute this external table, you will see that the output is a bit different, and output is more like they are giving the email as a column name, then text as dollar and pointing to the flat file with the alias of text, that the reading type, the format should be text. So this is the way you can create the external table. In the same way, if you execute the query with a view, it will just give you the name of the column, nothing else, because view doesn't need the data type. Those are created on top of table. So you can include the name of the how you want to create table or view or whatever, you can include those statement on the top, and then you can just copy and paste this statement. So, and this, the another thing which you can take care out of this is like sometimes you are not sure whether you want to keep all the column. then you can generate the column out of this statement, and then you can modify the column whether you want to remove any from there. So that can also be possible using this. But if you want to automate from end to end, like you don't want to do any manual stuff, and you are aware that whatever the structure is the final structure, and you want to read the flat file using the same, means like if you want to create the table on the same structure of the flat file, and you just want to automate this stuff. So basically you can use the create or replace table using template, and under template you can just provide the infer schema function. Using the object construct and the array aggregate inbuilt utility, you can create the list of the column with the provided data type as an input to the template. And if you execute this, you will create a table, and this table will be blank initially. The data will not get loaded. So let's create this table. All right, so I think I have not executed, or no, I have created this. So let me execute this. Why it's not happening? Okay, I made the mistake. Replace, the spelling of the replace was wrong. Okay, so you can see that a table Parquet upload has been successfully created. Let me refresh the left panel, and we can see, okay, table has been created, but the row number of the rows here is 0. So now data is not loaded, and as we know that we have single file in the data in the internal stage, and that internal stage, that file which I have uploaded, I know that that table contain 1000 record. So let me execute this copy command. So basically my copy command says copy into Parquet upload table, which I just created, from internal stage, the name of my stage, and the file format, it's my Parquet format, which I just created on the top. On an error about the statement, match by column name case insensitive, so that in any case, if my file have, and if the case are not matching between the column name, but column name is matching, just load the data into that particular column. And on purge false means I don't want to delete the file as of now, but in future, if you are sure that all the process is set and everything is working, you can just mark this as true, so that the moment your file is loaded successfully, the file will get deleted from the internal stage, and that will help you to save your cost. So let's run this and see whether the data get loaded into the table or not. So you can see that from this file, status is loaded, row passed is 1000, row loaded is 1000. So all the rows which has been read by the copy statement has been loaded into the database. Let's execute the information schema load history table and see whether all we have the 1000 row count or not. So we can see that we have loaded successfully 1000 rows. Let's go and query the Parquet upload table. So we can see that we are able to see 1000 rows, and we can see that all the data has been loaded successfully. So this is the example how you can load the single file. But in case, say, if you know that you have thousands of files and you want to upload everything using copy command, I think this is a very common example, but you can load easily using that. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to upload another 5, all the 4 files. So I'm just going to copy and paste this, and I'm just going to truncate the table and start the fresh. So I'm just going to reload all the file here, so I can see all the 5 Parquet file has been loaded into the internal stage. Let's quickly see the stage whether we are able to see all the 5. So we can see 5 files has been uploaded into the internal stage. So let's go and read the data into the table. So there should be 5000 rows in the table. So we can see that 5 files has been loaded successfully. So hopefully we will have now 5000 rows in Parquet table. So we can see that we have around 5000 rows. So that shows like how our life now, with the implementation of this new feature, how our life is now is eased. We don't have to create the uh, external table, or we don't have to create a single column variant column table as an intermediate or the staging table, and then from that we have to just divide the data based out of inbuilt function, right? So now life is easy. It's one shot. Just create the table using this template and then just load the data using the copy statement. So now automation is more easier. Hope you like my demo, and if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel, and thank you.